Hari Om.
Namaste everyone.
Hari Om, Namaste.
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 Namaste, namaste.
Namaste ji.
Namaste.
Namaste.
Namo Namaha.
Namaste.
Namo Namaha.
Namo Namaha.
Namo Namaha. Namas Sarvebhyaha.
Hari Om, Namo Namah.
Hari Om. Half a more minute. Okay, let's start with our prayers. Screen share. Prayers. Om Agajanana Padmarkam Gajanana
Gajanana Anekadantam Bhaktanam Ekadantam Upasmahe Saraswati Namastuभ्यं Varaде Kamarupini Vidyaram Krishyami Siddhar Bhavatu Me Sada
Guru Brahma, Guru Viṣṇu,
Vishnu
Guru
Guru
Devo
Devo
Maheshwara,
Maheshwara
Guru Sakshat
Sakshat
Brahma,
Parabrahma
Tasmai
Tasmai Shri
Shri
Gurave
Namaha.
Namaha.
Om
Om
Sahana
Sahana
Bhavatu,
Sahana
Sahana Bhunaktu,
Sahaviryan
Sahaviryan Karavavahe,
Karavavahe
Tejasvinavadhitamastama
Tejasvinavadhitamastama
Vishavahe.
Vishavahe.
Om
Om
Shanti
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 Shanti.
Shanti.
Vakyakaram Vararuchim,
Vakyakaram Vararuchim
Bhashakaram Patanjalim,
Bhāṣyakaram Patanjalim
Paninim Sutrakarancha,
Panini Sutrakarancha
Pranatosmi Munitrayam,
Pranato Trayam
Maheshwara Sutrani,
Maheshwara Sutrani
Ayvun,
Ayun
Tilak,
Rilak
Yevong,
Evung
Ayouch,
Ayouch
Ayavarat,
Ayavarat
One,
Nan
Nyamangananam,
Yamagananam
Jabhanya,
Jabhanya.
Gadadash,
Gadhadash
Jabagadash,
Jabagadash
Kapha Chatata Chatatau,
Kapha Chadatau
Kapai,
Kapai
Shasasar,
Shashashar
Hal,
Allah
Iti Maheshwarani Sutrani.
Maheshwarani Sutrani.
Okay, any questions on Visarga Sandhi? We are going to slowly step into Swara Sandhi today and introduce Paninian system of sutras. Now, Sudhir ji was kind enough to post his answers on the group. One thing I noticed is that we have to separate the words when, for the Namo Namaha Sandhi, I think most of the O ending, Namo Namaha Sandhi, he combined them. So whenever you have questions like this, where there's no clear-cut answer, whether to join them with the Namo Namaha or not, in those cases, you can just look at one of the examples in the book or few of the examples in the book and follow that procedure. Okay. And if if one can always argue that there may be a typo in the book, but if that is the case, I would have brought it up. Okay. So Namo Namaha, you can see that anytime Namo Namaha are written as separate words. Okay. Other things are all right. Thanks for posting it, Sudhirji.
Jagdish, I had a few questions. It's taking a little back to some of the things that we did.
Okay, who is talking?
This is Vish. Namaste.
Okay, namaste. Okay, go ahead.
So page 26 in the new book, in the apply section.
Page 26.
Yes, please.
26, 20. Okay.
So it's in the apply section.
Yeah.
The problem,
Number?
problem number two.
Number two, okay.
So ata hi,
Hmm.
ata visarga hi. Now, the confusion I have is between the Arjuna Uvacha Sandhi and Namo Namaha Sandhi. Should I be looking at it as a ich or as a hush?
Okay. Only thing you have to look at is you have ataha. So Purvapada is ending with a before visarga.
Yes.
Okay. And hakara belongs to what group on the Parapada?
Hush.
Hakara
Yes.
is a hush, right?
So the E I have to ignore because it is he.
Where is the E there?
It
The
is
matra comes after the Vyanjan.
Yeah, after the Vyanjana, it doesn't matter. Second letter doesn't matter. For Sandhi, we are worried only about the Purva Varna and Paravarna. Paravarna is only the first Varna of after the Visarga. The first Varna is Hakara. H. Now the H is Hush.
Gotcha. Okay.
Okay, Paravarna is Hush. So Namo Namaha rule applies. Number 3, Sandhi rule number 3 applies.
Okay. So the other question is on page 37.
Okay. See, these are good questions you come across when you're solving a problem.
Yeah, I slacked a little bit. I did all of them between yesterday and today. So exercise 14.
14. Manaschittam or
yeah,
no?
matras.
Okay, matras parshastu. Okay.
So I broke the sandhi as matraha parshas plus 2. I said there are 3 in this.
Okay. So, okay, this is a good example. As I have been telling in all my classes, okay, breaking the sandhi is difficult or it needs a little more involvement while compared to making the sandhi. Okay. Now let's look at this way. There is 2 sakaras. Okay, you 2 simple sakaras. Okay, which may be product of visarga or it may be part of the word itself. So that is the decision we have to make. Now, if it is matraha, okay, now listen, if it is matraha, then there the parapada will be parsha, right?
Yes.
Okay. Now, is there a word called parsha or parshaha?
I thought it was touch, parsha.
Okay. But touch starts with the sa. It is parsha.
Sparsha, okay.
Okay. So there is only one sandhi there. Matras parshaha tu.
Okay. Okay. Okay.
Okay. Now this matras parsha are made up of 2 different words, but that is because of samasa.
Okay.
Okay. So yeah, it is a good question because while breaking the sandhi, you look at, okay, what is the adesha letter? We have talked about adesha letters of sakara, adesha letter of ar or rikara, or the adesha letter of sha also. Okay, so Śāṅkara-bhāṣya also.
Yeah.
Okay. But then if you break it, make it that adesha, take that sound out, split it there, then does the Purvapada and Parapada make a meaningful word? That is what you have to look at.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. Got it. Now, the last one
See,
is
now if you look at matraha, yes, there is word matraha, but there
Yes.
is no word parsha.
yeah.
Okay, so that's
Yeah.
the paravarna. If you break it there, parapada doesn't make sense. So it is not a possibility. So you have to rule that thing out.
So I have to therefore look at the
but-
dictionary. How do
Yeah.
I?
Unless this is sparsha is a very common word, commonly known word. It's not only Sanskrita word. All languages have the sparsha word. Okay,
No,
that
but the
is why
half
it
sa
makes
is
sense. Yeah.
no, but half sa is added only for th, and sa, not for pa.
Also,
Pa is upadma.
right, exactly. That is another hint that you shouldn't have
Correct.
looked at.
Correct.
Yes.
Correct.
Okay. Yeah, that is a good point.
Yeah.
Okay.
I realize.
First look at whether the breaking gives you two meaningful words on either side.
Yes.
Jagdishi, matraha,
Hmm.
if you drop the visarga, is ah, so if visarga gets dropped. Sparsha, why can't it be like that?
If it is if there is a visarga after why should the visarga get dropped if the following letter is sakara? Visarga followed by sakara
I see.
should become another sakara, right?
Okay, yeah. No, because this is whenever you have a dirgha a, visarga gets dropped, doesn't it?
No, it's not always. It depends on what comes next.
Hush, only with hush. Okay.
Yeah, if it is any hard consonant, it will become another half hard consonant.
Okay. Okay.
So Jagdish,
Okay. So in this example, there are several counter indications that you cannot break at matra. Okay. Yeah. What is the other question?
My question, Jagdish ji, is I am still not able to figure out when we break it up. So the first part would be matraha.
No. Here you do not break it at matraha because it is not the word is not made like that. The word is made like matra sparshaha tu.
Matra sparshaha or sparsh?
No, sparshaha dirgha because there is a dirgha sha there.
Okay. So
Okay.
it's if the second short sa is for visarga after the.
Yes.
Okay.
The second half sakara was visarga. Matra sparshaha tu kaunteya.
So the first sakara is not in place of the.
No, first sakara is not a product of visarga sandhi. It is part of the word sparsha.
Sparsha. Okay.
Okay. And you very well know that there is no word called just parsha, but we are familiar with the word sparsha in all languages.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. And then the last one.
Yeah.
One more question. That it means that there are two shabdas, matra sparshaha and other one is tu.
That's it. Okay, there are two words. Matra sparshaha is ending visarga. That visarga will turn into sakara because it is followed by ta.
Yes. So matra sparshaha and other shabda is tu.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah.
Okay.
See, this is a good example or the good exercise to confuse. Because the first word is so long, second word is so short. So you might think, okay, let's split it evenly. Let's make the first sakara visarga. Matraha, okay, makes sense. But when you come to the parsha, doesn't make sense. Okay. So balance is not a criteria at all. Does it give you two meaningful words?
So matra sparsha is a samasa?
Yeah, I think so. Now we can go to Gita because matra is a word by itself, sparsha is word by itself, but they are combined into one word, samastapada. So matra sparshaha has a special meaning in Gita as a teaching. Okay.
One more doubt.
Yeah, go ahead.
Page number 41.
Yeah.
40th. Ramah hasati. So her here is a sibilant, right?
Yeah.
So I was a little confused. What sandhi, what will be the product of the sandhi? Because
okay, well, it's very easy.
Ramu.
Purvapada ends with akara. Before the visarga there is akara. Okay,
Yeah.
so we are on the top row.
Yeah.
Parapada starts with ha. Ha is a harsh letter.
Ah, okay.
So
Okay.
number
okay,
3,
okay.
Namo Namaha. Ramo
Namo
Hasati.
Namo Namo Namo. I looked at the Mayatra Sutrani, went to the Sibyl and her. So,
Yeah, don't worry about that. In Visarga Sandhi, just make, as I was telling everybody in all the classes, make a Xerox copy or a copy of this page. Okay,
Yeah.
for both Visarga Sandhi and Swara Sandhi when we come.
Yeah.
Okay, make a copy of that whenever you are reading Gita or any Bhashya or anything. And if there's something comes O or Avagraha or Ascha or something, just look at that. Look at the chart. Okay, what is the Purvapada ending? Where is the Parapada? So that will give you.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay,
Thank
so this summary sheet is very useful. Okay.
Jagdishji, one more thing. Also, she writes about Ramashankate. So she has 2 ways of writing. Ramashankate, or you could have Ramaha as is, what was written before. Is that true?
Yeah, you can, you here, you can make the Sandhi or not make the Sandhi.
Okay.
Okay, so even if it is written as Ramaha Shankate, except 2 words.
Right.
While reading, if you know the Sandhi rules, you can say Ramashankate.
I see.
Okay, a lot of times we do that while chanting the verses. The book may not make the Sandhi, especially when Sa, Sha, Sha comes. The book may not make the Sandhi. And typical example is the Upadmani and Jihvamulya. It is written as if Visarga is written, but we have to convert it on the spot as Jihvamulya and Upadmaniya, right?
Okay.
So the same thing, yeah. And how many times you see Shanti, Shanti, Shanti here written as one long
Correct.
word.
That's true.
But
So
have you heard anybody pausing between the Shantis? It's always naturally comes to us Shanti. The double Shakara comes very naturally to us now.
So even in Matras Parshatu, it could be written as is, but it's going to sound like Matras Parshastu.
Yes.
Yeah.
Even if it is written with Visarga, if you know the Sandhi rules, you are authorized to make the Stu.
Right. Thank you.
Okay. All right. Let's go to where we are in the book. Okay. So Visarga Sandhi. Let's first look at what is discussed in the book, and then I will go to the presentation when it comes to the process of the process steps. I might go to the presentation to help understand a little bit. But before that, let's look at the introduction pages of the Visarga Sandhi.
47.
Okay. Everybody can see my page?
Yeah.
Okay. So whatever I put that in blue is just information. The Visarga Sandhi sutras are the Ach Sandhi, Swara Sandhi sutras are generally, they come in chapter 6, first pada, okay, 77 to 114. Those are the sutras that cover, 23, 14, about 37 sutras that cover the Ach Sandhi, okay. So Ach Sandhi can be called vowel Sandhi in English, Ach Sandhi using the Paninian notation, or common language, Sanskrita language, is Swara Sandhi. Okay, and Sanskrita or Hindi or Kannada, all other languages, it is called Swara Sandhi. Once you get into the Paninian grammar, then it is called Ach Sandhi, because now we know that Ach is much easier way of saying Swara. Okay, Ach is the pratyahara or abbreviation for all vowels. Okay, straight from Maheshwara Sutra. Thus, Ach Sandhi means vowel Sandhi. So, Ach Sandhi is a phonetic change. Okay, so phonetics change is the English understanding of Sandhi. Okay, so Ach Sandhi is a phonetic change when a vowel is followed by another vowel and some changes occur. or may not occur on special cases. The sound which comes first is called purva, and actually it should be purva varna, okay, because it is sound, okay, it's not the whole word. So this we already know, okay. Sound which comes first, that means before the plus sign of the sandhi, and the sound which comes later after the plus sandhi, the sound plus sign is called para, okay, varna. So before the whole word, before the plus is called purva pada, okay, prior word. And the last letter of that is called purva varna. The antima varna of the purva pada is purva varna. And the prathama varna of the parapada is called paravarna. Okay, since there are 9 vowels, okay, there are so many vowels, but Panini cut it down, simplified, or he concentrated into 9 varnas. Okay, since there are 9 vowels according to Maheshwara Sutrani, okay, so the Purvapada might end with any of these 9 vowels, and Parapada might start with any of these 9 vowels. So therefore, 9 by 9 possibilities of there. Okay, 9 by 9 sandhis can happen. Okay, but sometimes they are grouped together, so there are no 81 sandhis. There is no 81 sandhis. Okay, there are only 5 or 6. Let us see. So just like the Visarga Sandhi table I just mentioned, there's a table 7. Overall, or the overview of the vowel Sandhi is a 9 by 9 chart which covers every possible combination of the vowels. Okay, remember that all the varieties of the vowels, short, long, are represented by the 9 vowels told in the Maheshwara Sutras. Okay, so we said, even though we write it as akara, akara represents all 18 different shades of akara. Okay, all those things. In the intersection of the purva and para sounds, the corresponding change is shown. Okay, so let's take a quick look at this chart. I have to make it, and compare to what. Oops, why did it jump? I just made it a little smaller and it jumped a few pages. Okay. So let's look at the structure of this. I want to make it, let me say, full page. Okay, let's look at the Purvapada. What is the Purvapada? Purvapada is along this. Okay, so Purvapada can be Akara, Ikara, Ukara, Rikara. Okay, so these are the nine letters as mentioned. A, I, U, R, E, I, O, Au. Okay, and R and L are combined to simplify for 2 reasons. Because for some sandhi, R and L are combined. And also the other reason is that the L sound is very, very uncommon. There's not many examples as you have seen. Okay, so in this case, they just put it in the same box. All these other colors in the blue box and the red colors, I had put it in for some additional information. Okay, so you can see that Akara is there. Okay, and I, U, R, L are together called Ik. You can see this parenthesis on the left. Okay.
Yes.
So ik is a is excluded. Okay. So ik, and then here is the k, which is the separator, ith letter. Okay. Then eng is a and o. From Maheshwara to the eong. So eong. So there is the separator ng. Okay. And then you can see that there's a long parenthesis here, which is aich. Okay. Now everybody is familiar what aich means. Aich means all the diphthongs, all the 4, A, I, or A, O, I, O. Okay. So those are the 9 on the Purvapada. Same thing goes on the Parapada. Okay. The same thing. Akara is kept separate. Then ik. Okay. There's a reason why he made ik. Why not ak? Because there are some sandhis that's applicable only for the ik as the Parapada. That is the reason why it is like that. Okay. Ik and then aich. Okay. So based on this, if you see there is 9 boxes here and 9 boxes here, so there should be 81 small boxes. Okay, but there are commonalities. So some of them behave as a group, they behave in a similar way. So that way, there are 5 different sandhis. Okay, the 7th one is an exception case. We'll talk about it at the end. Okay, otherwise, there is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 different changes. Okay, one is along this diagonal. Okay, this is Savarna Dirgha Sandhi. One, you can see that giving the Dirgha, E giving Dirgha E. So this along the diagonal is the Dirgha Sandhi. Okay, and then number 2 is Guna Sandhi. Okay, Guna Sandhi is when the Purva Varna is A and the Paravarna is I, U, R, L. Okay, you can see that Ik coming there. Okay, so we'll see those very detailed in all the details with the Panini Sutras. We will see this time. Okay, all the studies, and we'll do a lot of examples, common examples. Okay, so we'll study each of those. Now I'm just telling here just to see this 9 by 9 matrix, but even though it is 9 by 9, it's actually there's only 5 sandhis. Okay, Dirgha, Guna, Vriddhi, Yan, and Ayavayava. Okay, and there is 1 or 2 small exceptions. There's a Lopa Sandhi, which is 6, and this 7, which is a small pieces of exceptions. We'll cover those also. I have put in some changes. When we come to that, we will talk about it. Let's go back to the previous page. What is said there? Okay, the changes are grouped into 5 areas, as we just saw. These areas are named by the types of the sound changes, and they have an assigned number. As I mentioned, there's 8 or the 5 different sandhis. The sandhis generally are given a name of what comes in, okay, except for the Visarga Sandhi. All the other cases of sandhis and samāsas, the name is given with reference to what comes in and stays. Okay, so number 1 is Dirgha Sandhi. So Dirgha Sandhi is, Dirgha is replacing something, okay, and coming and staying. Dirgha is the result of the Sandhi. Same way, Guna Sandhi, where Guna is the result of the Sandhi. Vriddhi Sandhi, Vriddhi is the result of the Sandhi. Okay, now we'll talk about what is this Guna, Vriddhi, and all those things. And Yan is a Pratyahara. So Yan is a Adesha or replacement for some combination. Same way, Ayavayava also is a replacement for some combination. So basically, even though there is 9 by 9, 81 possibilities, there are only 5 sandhis because some things are clubbed together as a group. Okay, after studying the Ach Sandhi rules, observe the following points. So that is after studying the Ach Sandhi. So we'll come to that later. Okay, so don't worry about this now. Okay, and while studying this, we will notice all the things, the 5 points listed here. We will see that though they are covered. So after that, after studying the Sandhi, you will know all these things. Okay, then there is the chart. Okay, so again, make a, I think maybe I will put this sheet because of the some changes I had made. If you notice that in your book, this Dirgha will have only R. I clubbed R and L together. Okay, as the one long box. Okay, and also I gave the number because sandhis are numbered in the book, so I gave the same numbers, easier for reference. Okay, just like when we said in the Visarga Sandhi, Namo Namaha Sandhi, okay, number 3, just for this book. Okay, that kind of a thing I followed here also.
Where is number 6?
Number 6 is not there.
But the 7 is there.
7 is there, the 6 is there. See?
Oh, okay.
That was a trick question.
I know Premji. So I hid it from him.
It's hard to trick Premji.
I did.
You did. Yes, you did.
Oh.
Okay, so that page is done. So basic understanding of Panini Sutras. Now you have to be very, very attentive. This has to be very clear before we go to the Sandhi proper. Okay, this is the basic understandings. Okay, and I will try to clarify this with some colored things in the presentation. If not today, in the next class for sure. So These basic things has to be very clearly understood. Okay. The basic understandings of Panini Sutras on Sandhi. Sandhi rules are described in the form of sutra, not only sandhis. All grammar rules are given in the Panini Sutras. Okay, Sandhi Sutra is Sandhi Sutras are very small part of the Ashtadhyayi number of sutras, very, very small. Okay. Some of the other things like some of the pratyayas, taddhitāntas, and those derivations have a lot more sutras. Sandhi rules are described in the form of sutras given by Panini. Sutras are minimized and minimized. Okay, we know what sutras are. We discussed in the preliminary slide section. Okay, so alpaksharam, asindigdam, sarvatomukam, all those things. Very precise statements. We will study the definitions of sutras in a later volume, which we already did. Okay. So in his meta language is the sutra language. Okay. Meta language means there are certain notations and some steps which are specific to Saṁskṛta grammar only. And also some words from the common parlance are also used, and when they're used in the grammar section of Panini Sutras, then they might have a very special meaning only for grammar. Okay, so that is the kind of usage called meta language. This meta language is like the formulas in mathematics or in physics, specifically in physics. Okay. Certain notations are used, like for example, force equal to mass into acceleration, F equals ma. Okay, it is a sutra or it's an equation. Now, F is not just a letter F. It has to be a capital F, means it is force. It has its unit, and you can define it. Okay, and then M is, it's not a capital M. It has to be written as small m only. And anywhere in the world, English-speaking world, in physics classes, M means mass. Okay, everybody knows it has a certain unit. Okay, and A is acceleration, which everybody knows. It is written as a small a only. F is capital S, M is small m, A is small a. It is acceleration, has a precise definition, precise unit, length over time square. All those things are built in. That is what is meant by meta language. It is not a simple letter M or simple letter A. Okay. Same way here also. You already had a taste of it when we said that A and O are guna letters. We said guna letters. Panini defined A, O as guna letters. Okay. Remember A, O as guna letters? Somewhere in a few pages ago we discussed. Okay, so guna is a very common word, like a characteristic, general property, that way. But in the meta language, the word guna has a totally different meaning. Characteristic, property, those things have nothing to do with the guna, as when Panini says A, O are guna, or whenever we say guna sandhi, the general understanding of the word guna, you have to forget when we come to used as a word in the meta language. Okay, that is what is meant by meta language. Okay, it may be a specific word inside the grammar, not nowhere else used, or it is a word used elsewhere but with the totally different specific meaning within the grammar. That kind of a language. Okay. In his meta language system of using the words in sutras, Panini assigned extra meanings for the vibhaktis. Okay, this is fifth case, sixth case, seventh case. Okay. For the time being, don't confuse this with the vibhaktis as we generally know. Okay. So sixth vibhakti of Rama, sixth vibhakti is Ramasya, means something belonging to Rama or of Rama. That meaning is not there. Okay. When it is used in the sutra, it is generally not that meaning. Okay. It has a totally different meaning. Okay. So 5, 6, 7, Panini uses 5 vibhaktis in his sutras in a totally different usage. Okay, that is 1, 5, 6, 7, and a rare case of vibhakti 3. So this vibhakti usage has nothing to do with the general meaning of the vibhaktis used elsewhere in the language. Okay, keep that in mind. So generally very common confusion or misunderstanding, which will last maybe a few classes till we solve 2 or 3 sutras or 2 or 3 sandhis. This might linger in the back of your mind. After that, this will go away. Then you will know, okay, when to use the actual meaning of the vibhakti or when to use the special Paninian meaning of the vibhakti. Okay. So right now, just imagine that Panini uses the concept of vibhakti for something else other than what is used in the general sense.
And are these used, one question?
Yeah.
Are these used in all the vachans also, or just ekvachan?
Yeah, vachanas depends. You know, there are sometimes one word may be replacement for 2. Then the dvivachana will be used. Okay, so you might see vachanas also, ekvachana, dvivachana, and bahuvachana. All the 3 vachanas will you see, and you will not see dvitiya and tritiya and chaturthi vibhaktis because Panini never used it. Okay, so these artificial vibhaktyarthas are used only in his sutras, and only when the meaning of the vibhakti found in the natural language do not convey the intended meaning. Okay, so he uses the regular meaning also, but in some cases, in a lot more cases, he uses with the special meaning. Okay, so you will see the examples of both. Sometimes you might see 2 sixth vibhaktis. Then at that time I will explain what he means as the special meaning, what is the normal meaning. Okay, so for the time being, just this, as I say, grammar is just like mathematics. When we talk about the theory of the steps, you may not understand, okay, or may not be clear enough. But when we look at a couple of worked examples, then the things become clearer. Okay, why the words are like that becoming clear. In Panini Sutras, okay, let me go to something else first. This as I mentioned before the Visarga Sandhi. Okay, there are four types of changes occur in Sandhi. Okay, this is just a repetition. 4 different changes. Okay, so there is a Purvapada or Purvavarna, and there is a Parapada and a Paravarna. They come close together. Then a change occur. What kind of change occurs? So that is 4 kinds of changes that can occur. So we already mentioned there can be a Adesha. Okay. So Adesha is what? Adesha is Purvam Stitasya Varnasya Sthane Anyasya Udaya. There is a letter in specific place, and there are some conditions. The conditions are satisfied. This letter is replaced by something else. Okay, so Purva Stitasya Varnasya Sthane, what existed before the Sandhi happened, another one comes and replaces it. Okay, for example, Yadi Api. Okay, so Yadi ends with Ikara, Api starts with Akara. We get Yadyapi. So the Ikara changes into Yakara. Okay, so Ya is the Adesha for I. Okay, Yakara is the Adesha for Ikara. So the example of Adesha or replacement. So Purvasthita sound is Ikara at the end of I, and that becomes Yadya Api Yadyapi. Okay, so Yakara is the Adesha. Then there are some cases where there is an agama. Okay, agama means varnat purvam paramva. Anyasya udayaha. Another sound or a letter appears before or after an existing letter without replacing it. Okay. Now this there's a common saying. Okay, let's look at this example. Kurvan api. So word kurvan api. Okay, a sandhi happens. Now, by kurvan api, you can see that the final word is kurvan api. Another nakara came in. Okay, so before the na here, another nakara came, so they became double na. So single na becoming double na because nothing is replaced. Okay, one nakara came and added. So that kind of a sandhi is called an agama. That process is agama. Agama is coming and adding. Okay, and I mentioned that there is a Shatruvat Adeshaha Mitravat Agamaha. Okay. So Shatruvat Adesha. Adesha means somebody comes, raids, and knocks the reigning person out. Okay, somebody comes and you get out of here. I want that seat. So he occupies the seat, throws the guy away. Okay, Agama is like, can I just squeeze in? Can you just move this way a little bit, make a little room? So they adjust. Everybody, like friends, they sit together. Okay, so that is Agama. And then Lopa. We have talked about Lopa. Okay, in the Visarga Sandhi, there's quite a few examples. Varnasya adarshanam. A word was there before the Sandhi, but after that it is lost. It is gone. It's disappeared. Samaveta, this equal sign should be plus sign. Okay. Samaveta plus Yutsavaha, Samaveta Yutsavaha. So this is there. Or example of, we talked about that exercise also. Samaveta Yutsavaha, Visarga Lopa. And there is another case. Actually, there is nothing change occurring. This is a special case. Nimitte sati api, even when there is a case or the conditions are ripe for making a sandhi, lopadehe, this agama adesha lopa, okay, adehe abhavaha. So that means in spite of the conditions for making the sandhi for some specific reason, the sandhi is not made. Okay, like anadi ubhav. Okay, this can be made if we apply the regular sandhi rules. This can become anadyubhav. Okay, there's a yand sandhi can happen, just like yadyapi anadi ubhav can be anadyubhav. Okay, but for the specific rules, certain word combinations only, the sandhi should not be made. Okay, because there is a chance of misunderstanding. So these are the 4 changes. In most of the cases, most of the sandhis, we talk with adesha, and a few cases where there is lopa and agama. In the swara sandhi, we don't come across agama, but even though it is not covered in the book, I might bring it up because during chanting of Gita and things like that, you might get these examples. Good example is Kurvannapi. Okay. So there are examples of agama. So I might, even though it's not discussed specifically in the book, I might bring it up. Okay. So just for information's sake, you don't have to worry about the vibhakti. As I said, the general meaning of the vibhakti, just keep it aside for the time being. Okay. So what are the special or the specific use? What are the vibhaktis Panini used in his sutras and what are its usages? Okay. So when making the sutras or deriving his sutras, Panini needed like 4 or 5 things to denote certain places and conditions. Okay. For example, suppose there is a replacement. Okay. So what is coming in as a replacement or substitute? That adesha or replacement, Panini used prathama vibhakti for that. Okay, so first case is English. So the Saṁskṛta equivalent for that is prathama vibhakti. Vibhakti is Strilinga, that is why it should be prathama dirgha, prathama vibhakti. Okay, so just keep it in mind because there are only 4 things discussed here, so it's easy to remember. Anything that comes in as replacement, okay, Panini writes a rule, okay, this will replace this. So whatever will be replacing, he will refer it in prathama vibhakti in his sutras. Okay, now this is the reason why I gave you Rama Shabda and Marut Shabda, just to get familiarized with what are the vibhaktis are also. And when I put that up in the drive, I made some color changes also. Okay, so the prathama vibhakti I changed in the purple color. Okay, because that is the notation we will follow. And the shashti vibhakti I put it in green color. Panchami vibhakti I put it in the blue color. And saptami, 7th case, saptami vibhakti I put it in red color for a specific reason. Okay. So these are the only 3 you have to, only 4 you have to know for the sandhi part. Okay, when we come to the Rama Shabda and the nouns in the book 1, then you will see the normal meanings of the vibhaktis. Okay, then you may have to know all the 7. Right now, these are the 4, 1, 5, 6, and 7. What does Panini use? One Panini uses for substitute. What is coming in as a replacement? Okay, he referred that case in Prathama Vibhakti. Okay, when we go to 1 or 2 sandhis, when we analyze 1 or 2 sutras of 1 or 2 common sandhis, you will be very clear about this. What is Prathama Vibhakti? What is 6th case? Okay. Now, the 6th Vibhakti or the 6th case he uses for the place of change. Okay. For all of this, there are rules for Panini Sutras. Okay. So 6th case is the occupant of the place of substitution. Okay. So the 6th case is the thing that is getting thrown out or being replaced. Okay. So whatever is being replaced, Panini refers to that. Suppose there is a let's say there is a ikara like anadyubhav. Okay, there is ikara at the end of adi ubhav, adyubhav. Which example did I give? Okay, yadyapi, yadi api. So yadi ends with ikara. So that ikara is replaced by ya. Okay, so that ikara which is being replaced, that is referred to in 6th vibhakti. So ikara will be referred to in 6th vibhakti. Okay.
At the site.
At the site, right? This is the site of change. Okay, what is the site of change, or what is being replaced, or what is being changed?
Will be called ground zero. Ground zero.
Huh?
Ground zero.
Okay. Okay. Now then, this is being 6 is being replaced by 1, but it doesn't always happen. It happens only under certain conditions, right? So the Purvapada has to meet certain condition. The Parapada has to meet certain condition. Some of the times, Parapada doesn't matter, whatever it is, doesn't matter. Okay, whereas Purvapada has to be certain thing only. Okay, it may be ich only, something like that, or aich only. Then only this change happens. Okay, so that conditions that has to be met for this change to happen, for the change of replacing 6 with 1. Okay, or for the change of replacing what is shown in 6th Vibhakti in the Sutra by what is shown in the Prathama Vibhakti in the Sutra. For this change to occur, there may be conditions that are imposed on the Purva Varna and the conditions that may be imposed on the Paravarna. We saw that in the Visarga Sandhi very clearly. Only when Purvapada ends with akara, this will happen. If the Purvapada ends with e or the long a and ich, that doesn't happen. Okay, so that condition on the Purvapada, okay, it is called Purva Nimittam. Okay, the nimitta or the characteristic or the property that has to be satisfied by the word before or the prior Purva Varna. That is called Purva Nimitta. The 5th case precedes the place of substitution. Okay, so there's a place of change, number 6, shown by 6, and whatever is before. Okay, so is that a question? Okay, so that is Purva Nimittam. That is that Purva Nimitta, the condition to be met by the Purva Varna will be mentioned in the 5th Vibhakti, 5th case. Okay. Same way, there may be certain conditions to be met by the Paravarna that follows, the letter that follows after the place of change. That will be indicated in 7th Vibhakti or the 7th case. Okay. So 6 will be replaced by 1 if 5 precedes and 7 follows. Okay. So whatever shown in 7th case is the condition that has to be met by the word coming afterwards of the Paravarna. Okay, so that is called paranimittam. Okay, so these things, the assigning the vibhaktis is given in these three sutras. Shashti sthane yoga. So whatever is there in the, whatever undergoes the change, okay, or whatever is in the sthana of change, place of change, is given Shashti vibhakti. The conditions to be met by the after the place of change is referred in the seventh vibhakti, and the conditions to be met by the letter before the place of change is mentioned in fifth case. So these four case uses of vibhakti, special use of vibhakti by Panini only for the sutra purposes. Okay. So yeah.
One question. So the vibhakti that Panini has used is actually to show, which one the condition and which one is changing.
Yes.
The four types of changes.
Yeah.
Is that covered in the sutras?
Yeah, that sutra tells this is what it is going to change. This is
Okay.
the kind of change. That is part of the sutra. Okay.
Gotcha.
But this vibhakti ending, because see, the vibhakti Ramaha, Rama is the Pratipadika Ramaha, another adding a visarga. That just adding a visarga or putting it in the form of Pratama vibhakti saves so much time and effort for Panini, saying that instead of saying this will replace, he will just say, put a visarga, make it into Pratama vibhakti. Okay, instead of saying this is the replacement. You will see the beauty when you see a couple of sutras. Okay, just wait till then. This is the groundwork for that.
So Rama Pratipadikam would be 5, and then 1 would be Ramaha. That would be the end, Adesha.
Yeah, don't worry about that now. So don't confuse now.
Okay.
Because it is better to understand with the examples.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, right now, because it is in the book, I am covering that. Now this, I gave a real life example in the 5-week course when I took this course in the 5-week camp here in the ashram. See, in in the year 2020, when COVID was rampant, I think everybody remembers. There are all kinds of things in WhatsApp and that how you can improve your immune boost. Okay, a lot of Indian spices. They said, improve your immune boost because before the vaccinations came up. So at that time, 2 of the spices very common they suggested is one is ginger and the other one is
Haldi.
Turmeric.
Turmeric was there, but what I used, the thing they used in mouth freshener, somp.
Fennel.
Fennel seeds, somp. Okay, so but this shunti, you have to squeeze the juice out of it, right? So you need a, what is that called? Ginger crusher or garlic crusher? Garlic press, ginger press. What is that called?
Garlic press.
The one we use in the kitchen, like a
it's called garlic press.
Garlic press. Okay, so I did that. So I had a garlic press. Then, like few months ago, so this garlic press is our vibhakti. Okay, they have been there for long before Panini invented the sutras. Okay, the vibhaktis were there all the time. Okay, the special usage of 1675 vibhakti is Panini's special thing. So now the garlic press is like our vibhakti. Okay, few months ago, I had a reaction to some medication I took. The reaction was my skin. The doctors in the class will know. My skin in my palm became thick and started very sensitive. and then later on started feeling. And I am a tea drinker, and I am one of those guys who believe that the tastiest part of the tea is the last drop. So I want to squeeze every drop of tea out of the tea. Okay, which I used to do earlier by pressing the tea bags on a spoon with my thumb and the fingers. Now, when this reaction happens, I can't use my fingers because this is so sensitive, everything felt so hot. So then I was thinking, what do I do now? So Panini needed 5 things, or the 4 or 5 things. So I needed something to squeeze the thing out. So then I found this ginger press. Okay. So put the tea bags in the ginger press. It could do much better job than I could do with my fingers and the spoon.
I'm surprised you didn't break the tea bags.
No. There's a technique.
Oh, okay.
Special technique.
Panini doesn't blindly use all the vibhaktis. There is a technique. Okay. So you can put it there and use, they have 4, 5 or 6 holes on the bottom, right?
Yeah.
So when you squeeze at the final stages, you can see that the bags broke and tea things started coming out. That is when you stop.
That's when you stop.
Okay. So this ginger crusher is the vibhakti. I am using it for a totally different use. That is what Panini also did in his sutras. Okay.
I love this example you gave.
Because I am confident this time because the 5-week course was face to face. So after the class is done, everybody said, "Oh, that's a very practical example." So I thought I'll bring it up because sometimes the examples strike the point home better than theory.
Yeah, we will not forget this example, Jagdish.
Okay.
Okay. Very vivid.
So 1, 6, 1, 5, 6, 7, okay, are the vibhaktis Panini used for a special purpose.
So
He
these
used for
are
the regular purpose, okay, regular purpose also, okay. So I can use if I needed, because now once I'm up to date with all my vaccinations, so I don't have to worry about the immunity and things. So if there is some ginger or garlic pressing required, I can use it for the same thing, okay.
So these 4 act like a ginger press. 1, 5, 7, 7.
These 4 are special uses. This is like the tea press.
Oh, tea press. Okay.
A regular use of vibhakti is the regular use of the ginger press.
No, I'm talking about this 1, Adesha.
This 1, 6, 7, 8 are the use of ginger press for squeezing tea.
Yes, that's what I meant.
Okay. All right. So now everybody.
One more question, Jagdish. Would you mind repeating the color coding for 1, 6?
No, we will talk about that because when we go to the sandhi, you will see all of them in color anyway.
Okay.
And I explained that also. And that color code is you won't see anywhere else. I just picked them for this class. And when I picked the first time, then I was consistent. I have to be. Okay, because the book is black and white. So 1, 5, 6, 7. If I make it color coded, that will strike home the point much more clearer than saying Pratama, Shashti, and all those things.
Yeah.
Okay. Second form of distinguishing.
Yeah.
Okay. In this book, this is just the author's comment. In this book, the study of Panini Sutras can initially be skipped by the beginners. Rules and exercises can be studied first, and sutras can be studied later. Whereas we will do together. That is what I said. For Swara Sandhi and Vyanjana Sandhi, we will do per sutra. But my approach is a little different than the book. Okay, book goes and tells this is the sutra and this is how it happens. Whereas I go, in my presentation, I will go. These are the examples we see in day-to-day life. So this is the commonality or the common denominator of the Purvapada. This is the common denominator of the Parapada. Now, if you can see, if there's more than one Purva Varnas, then can we get a, ak or ich, some abbreviations for that? Okay, that is the step I follow. And a lot of people said this is a lot easier than going from sutra into the words. So I am going from example words into sutra, like how Panini will have done when he first did the sutra. Okay, you'll see that when we go to the sutras. Let's see how far we can finish. Okay. So all those vibhaktis are there. If more than one shashti vibhakti appears in a sutra, the one which is not the sambandha shashti. See, sambandha shashti is the common use of shashti. Shashti vibhakti is used for sambandha. Of, okay. So Dasharatha's son is Rama. Dasharathasya putraha. So Dasharatha, shashti vibhakti is Dasharathasya. Okay, so it's a sambandha. What is the sambandha between Rama and Dasharatha? Dasharathasya putraha Ramaha. Dasharatha's son is Rama. So there is a sambandha. So that is the general use of shashti vibhakti, not non-Paninian. General use of shashti vibhakti is sambandha shashti. Okay, sambandha there may be different. There's a man, there's the person-to-person relationship, or avayava, avayavi, like my hand. Okay, my is I, is the noun. The shashti vibhakti is mine. Okay, my hand. So avayava, that kind of sambandha. That sambandha shashti is the common usage of a vibhakti, shashti vibhakti, sambandha shashti. Whereas Panini uses it as a sthani shashti. Okay, so that's a different. Sthane shashti is the Paninian usage, sthana of change. Okay, sambandha shashti is common usage. Panini uses that also somewhere else, but we have to know clearly what is the sthane shashti, what is sambandha shashti. Okay, same way there is panchami. There's a cause, causal panchami. Panchami vibhakti is sometimes used for hetau panchami, to indicate the cause of something. Okay, whereas Panini uses as purva nimitta. Okay, not as a cause. What thing has to be satisfied by the purva pada. So those differentiations we have to make. Okay, so hetau panchami versus Paninian purva nimitta panchami. Okay, and sthane shashti versus common usage sambandha shashti. And then seventh vibhakti is generally is used for anybody? What is the seventh vibhakti is used?
Adhikarana.
Adhikarana, for the locus. Okay, whenever an action happens, the location, that is called adhikarana saptami. Okay, whereas Panini uses adhikarana saptami in very rarely, but uses most often. He used in the paranimitta saptami. Okay, so we will see that.
Jagdish, can you please say one more time the sambandha shashti and
okay, sambandha shashti. Sambandha is relation.
Yes.
Okay? So general usage, common usage in any language, Sanskrta as well as other Indian languages, which have the vibhakti concept. All Indian languages have vibhakti concepts. General usage of shashti vibhakti is to indicate sambandha shashti.
So then what is this avayavi?
That is one kind of sambandha, that's it. Okay, yeah, one kind of sambandha. Okay, like when there is a relationship, you can say is a father-son relationship or me and my shirt relationship.
Okay.
Okay, or me and my hand relationship. That is where avayava comes from.
Okay.
Avayavi and one who has avayava is avayavi.
Okay.
Okay, so avayavi sambandha is one of the sambandhas.
Okay.
Okay. So Panini uses most of the times it's sthane shashti, but the ginger plus still can be used for pressing ginger, not only tea.
Okay.
Okay. Then I think we will stop here, and in the next class I will start with the presentations, because now he's going to the sandhis. Okay, sandhi number 1, Savarna Dirgha sandhi. Okay. So we will go to start with the presentation in the next class, and maybe a few minutes of some introductions, and then we will straight away go into the sutras and how we analyze one of the sutras, one or two of the sutras. Then we'll come back to the book. Okay. Then you will have a clearer understanding of the other uses of vibhakti. Okay. Let's do the prayers because I have my other class today. Let's do the prayers. Om Sarve Bhavantu Sukhinah, Sarve Santu Niramayaः, Sarve Bhadrani Pashyantu, Ma Kaschid Dukkha Bhag Bhavet, Asato Ma Sadgamaya, Tamaso Ma Jyotirgamaya, Mrityorma Amritam Gamaya. Om Purnamadav Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate, Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Harihi Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi Om. Okay, so any questions? You can save it for the next class. So next class we will go into the Parninian concept and start with one of the sandhis, which will clarify some of the questions you might have about this vibhakti usage.
Namaskar. Namaskar.
Namaste.
Thank you.
Dhanyavad.
Namaste.
Thank you.
Thank you, Jagdish.
Hariom.
Hariom.